Every anime fan knows the moment. The fight's gone sideways, the villain's smiling, the music cuts out, and then someone who wasn't supposed to fight takes a step forward. The mentor. No yelling, no transformation sequence, just confidence earned through decades of survival. In that instant, the story shifts. Power scales snap in half, and the so-called final boss realizes they've been shadowboxing the wrong person. These are the scenes that live rent-free in your head, the ones you rewind, replay, and quote like scripture. When the teacher stops teaching and starts spanking. Today, we're counting down the anime mentors who didn't just flex their strength, they went God mode. But before we dive in, do us a solid. Hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell. Think of it as paying your tuition for the greatest masterclass in anime. Alright, let's get to it. 1. Reigen's 1000%, Mob Psycho 100. Reigen Arataka spends 99% of his time as the world's most charismatic fraud, a con man in a cheap suit, riding on his genuinely powerful students' coattails. He's a joke, and the show knows it. But then, the joke ends. When Mob's emotions surge to a catastrophic 1000%, the overflow doesn't just leak, it floods directly into Reigen. What happens next is pure, unadulterated spectacle. This man, who fakes every exorcism, is suddenly an unstoppable powerhouse, wrapped in a psychic aurora so dense, it looks like a galaxy. The genius isn't just in the raw power, it's in the character reversal. Reigen, who understands people and showmanship better than anyone. 2. Izumi Curtis, Full Metal Alchemist. Never ever mistake a housewife for being just a housewife. Izumi Curtis, the woman who trained the Elric brothers, is the living embodiment of this rule. When she finally steps in, the teaching ends and the terminating begins. Greed, an immortal homunculus with the ultimate shield, is monologuing about his imperviousness. Izumi doesn't care. Her philosophy is brutal, simple alchemy, restructure the enemy. She doesn't use grand, flashy transmutations, she uses the ground. In a move of chilling precision, she electrifies a puddle to stun him, then follows up with a high kick that doesn't just connect, it echoes. This is God mode as practical application. There's no fanfare, just the terrifying competence of a master. 3. Genma Ozaki, Hajime no Ippo. In a world without superpowers, God mode is measured in grit, blood, and the weight of a sad, jaw-dropping backstory. Genma Ozaki, the stoic, brutally strict coach of the Kamigawa gym, is a monument to old-school toughness. When his past is finally laid bare in a fight against the American champion, Ralph Anderson, it hits like a freight train. This isn't a flashy shonen showdown, it's a gritty, brutal boxing match, where every punch tells a story of sacrifice. Genma's God mode is his unwavering determination, his ability to absorb inhuman punishment and keep moving forward to protect his fighter's future. He fights not for glory, but for duty. 4. Hakuro Tensura. Sometimes, God mode isn't about a big explosion, it's about silence and speed. So absolute, it feels like a glitch in the Matrix. Hakuro, the often silent, elderly swordmaster in Tensura, spends most of his time looking like a harmless old man. Then he decides to teach a lesson. He doesn't power up, he doesn't shout a technique name, he simply moves. The scene is a masterclass in understatement. Hakuro unleashes a can of absolute whooping, so fast the animation can barely keep up. He ends the fight with a single, sheathed strike that occurs in the space between frames. Gyar doesn't even react, he's already defeated. 5. Lisa, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Elegance is a weapon. No one proves this better than Lisa. Lisa, the first major mentor in the JoJo universe. When she faces Wired Beck and his blade-sharp hair, she doesn't break a sweat. She demolishes him. Her God mode is her effortless, casual dominance. She dodges with the grace of a dancer, counters with pinpoint precision, and dominates with an aura of utter control. She is the whole package of grace and power combined. In a series known for its muscular, loud protagonists, Lisa's power is refined, a testament to perfect ham-on breathing and decades of discipline. 6. Chandler, 7 Deadly Sins. When your student is the demon prince Meliodas, you have to be something truly special. Chandler, Meliodas' former master, is an absolute monster. When he enters the battlefield, he doesn't just fight, he changes the setting. Activating his True Night ability, he blankets an entire region in an impenetrable, magical darkness. This is God mode as environmental control. He doesn't fight you, he brings the domain of the Demon King to your doorstep. Within this darkness, he easily dismantles the entire 7 Deadly Sins crew, a feat that instantly recontextualizes the power scale of the series. Chandler's power is old, primal and terrifying. 7. Kishibe, Chainsaw Man. In the grim, chaotic world of Chainsaw Man, Kishibe's god mode is his terrifying normalcy. During his training of Denji and power, he showcases this in the most unhinged way possible. His method? Repeatedly, calmly, murdering them. He doesn't break a sweat, use a devil contract, or even raise his voice. He moves with the calm precision of the world's most chill assassin. This is god mode defined by supreme skill and psychological warfare. He defeats two powerful devil hybrids not with flashy powers, but with experience, timing, and an utterly unflappable demeanor. He proves that in a world of monsters, the most dangerous thing is a human who has mastered the craft of killing to its absolute peak, making the supernatural look clumsy. 8. Sensei Bachiko. Welcome to Demon School. Iruma-kun. The gap between goofy facade and ultimate power is where Bachiko lives. Known for her laziness and mischievous antics, she seems like the least serious mentor ever. Then she stops playing, unleashing her ultimate technique. 100 shots, 100 kills. She enters a god mode of pure, unleashed archery. The screen fills with a storm of magical arrows, each one a guaranteed hit. It's a spectacle of overwhelming, precise firepower that instantly proves her rank and reputation are no joke. This moment transforms her from a comic relief teacher into a legendary figure, a reminder that the scariest masters are the ones who hide their true power behind a smile. 9. Konohamaru Sarutobi, Boruto, Naruto Next Generations. Living in the shadow of the 7th Hokage is tough, leading many to underestimate Konohamaru. When he faces the powered-up Jugo, he steals the show. His god mode isn't about raw power, it's about ingenuity, agility, and the heart of a true shinobi. Facing a massive power difference, he doesn't land a finishing blow. Instead, he performs a dazzling display of evasion and tactical creativity, dodging every insane attack with a combination of shadow clones, substitution, and sheer guts. He proves that the legacy of his grandfather and mentor isn't just about Baiju-sized bombs, it's about outsmarting your opponent, showing that the next generation of mentors has learned their lessons well. 10. Frieren, Beyond Journey's End. God mode, for an elf mage over 1,000 years old, is a quiet, devastating affair. When the demon aura tries to command Frieren to die using a powerful spell, Frieren doesn't even blink. She calmly, wordlessly reverses the command. The spell backfires with such casual finality it's chilling. This is God mode as historical dominance. With centuries of experience, Frieren doesn't see a powerful demon lord as a threat, but as a presumptuous child. 11. Shinra Benimaru, Fire Force. Benimaru Shinmon is so powerful, his casual is everyone else's final form. When he finally decides to end a fight, he does it with visible boredom. He doesn't even get up from his seated position at first. When he does, he takes the battle to the sky and unleashes an attack so intense, it temporarily changes the color of the entire sky. This is God mode, as a casual display of a tiny fraction of his power. He isn't straining or shouting, he's bored. He proves he exists on another plane entirely, a walking natural disaster who mentors not by careful instruction, but by demonstrating the sheer, terrifying ceiling of what's possible. 12. Yami Sukahiro, Black Clover. Yami is an S-tier character in an A-tier world, and he proves it by breaking the game's very mechanics. Trapped in Dorothy's glamour world, a reality-bending dimension where she is God, Yami's solution is beautifully simple. He doesn't find a loophole, he cuts his way out, unleashing his dark magic, Dimension/Equinox. He slices through dimensions like they're made of paper. This is God mode as pure, unadulterated rule-breaking. He doesn't defeat the opponent, he destroys the entire battlefield, accidentally ending the arc in the process. He's a mentor who teaches that when you're stuck in a puzzle, sometimes the answer is just a bigger, sharper sword. 13. All Might, My Hero Academia. The symbol of peace doesn't have a God mode. He is God mode personified, even when running on fumes. His final fight against All for One is the ultimate testament to this. Nerfed, wounded, and with his power flickering, he pushes far beyond his limits. This isn't about showcasing new power, it's about the sheer, world-shaking will of a mentor protecting his students. Every punch is a lesson, every dodge a sermon on heroism. The insanely satisfying final United States of Smash isn't just an attack, it's the passing of the torch, powered by the absolute conviction of the greatest hero. He cements that a mentor's true power lies in their legacy, delivered with one earth-shattering punch. 14. Bang. One Punch Man. When your student strays down a path of monstrous power, sometimes the only lesson left is a beatdown. Bang! The elderly master of the water stream rock smashing fist is an absolute force of nature disguised as a kindly old man. When he confronts Garou, his former disciple who believes he has surpassed human limits, what follows is a completely justified demolition. Bang moves with a speed and precision that turns Garou's monstrous evolution into a liability. He doesn't just fight him, he corrects him, using his own techniques against him with masterful superiority. This is God mode as disciplinary action, a brutal reminder from the master that the student still has much to learn. 15. Master Roshi, Dragon Ball Super. In the multiversal tournament of power, surrounded by gods and aliens, a 300-year-old human earthling steals the show. Master Roshi's God mode isn't about new transformations, but about the culmination of a lifetime of training and wisdom. Bruised and exhausted, he pushes through every limit. He outsmarts powerful opponents, uses his experience to counter overwhelming strength, and delivers a final, desperate Kamehameha that reminds everyone why he was once called the god of martial arts. This is God mode as pure heart and technique, proving that even in a universe of science, the wisdom of the original master is an irreplaceable power. 16. Satoru Gojo, Jujutsu Kaisen. Gojo Satoru's entire existence is God mode. His encounter with the disaster-cursed Jogo is less a fight and more a casual showcase. He blindfolds himself, enjoys some shaved ice, and effortlessly toys with a being capable of leveling cities. When Jogo unleashes his ultimate domain expansion, Gojo simply overwrites it with his own infinite void. The ease is the terrifying part. He showcases overwhelming strength not to win, but to demonstrate the unbridgeable gap between him and everything else. He proves why he's famous, why he's the strongest, and why the world of Jujutsu balances on his whims. 17. Genryusai Shigekuni Yamamoto, Bleach. A Bankai waited 1,000 years to be seen. When the head captain of the Gotei 13 finally releases his, it doesn't just change the battle, it changes the climate. Yamamoto's Bankai, Zanka no Tachi, doesn't create flames. It compresses all the heat his Zanpakuto has ever released into his blade, turning him into the embodiment of the sun itself. The mere activation skyrockets temperatures, evaporating everything in the vicinity. This is God mode as apocalyptic force. It's the culmination of millennia of warfare, a power so absolute and terrifying it was kept sealed, not out of weakness, but out of necessity for the world's survival. 18. Might Guy, Naruto Shippuden, the ultimate sacrifice for the ultimate lesson. Might Guy, the eternally youthful master of taijutsu, spends his life being the goofy, lovable underdog. Then, facing the insurmountable Madara Uchiha, he makes the choice. Opening the 8th gate of death, the gate of wonder, he transforms into a menacing, crimson avatar of pure fury. This is God mode bought with life itself. He accomplishes the impossible, beating Madara to the brink and earning the title of the strongest from the villain himself. Guy's moment isn't about winning, it's about proving that sheer, unwavering human spirit and hard work can, for one glorious moment, touch the realm of the gods. 19. Monkey D, Garp, One Piece. The hero of the Marines had been a legend talked about, but in the final saga, Garp shows the new generation why. To save his student Kobe, he doesn't board the enemy ship. He sends his own massive battleship flying through the air with a single seismic punch. Then he commits a war crime by dropping a nuke compo of cannonballs that sends everyone flying. This is God mode as raw, physical, world-altering force. He shuts every doubter up by demonstrating that in the age of devil fruits and ancient weapons, the pinnacle of human strength and haki is still a force that can dictate the battlefield. 20. Kyojuro Rengoku, Demon Slayer. Some God mode moments aren't about victory, but about the indomitable will they inspire. Rengoku's fight against Upper Moon 3, Akaza, is an absolute masterpiece of this. Despite being outmatched in speed and regeneration, Rengoku pushes himself beyond human limits with unwavering determination. Even as Akaza casually shrugs off fatal wounds, Rengoku refuses to let him escape, holding him in place with his very being. He doesn't win the fight, but he wins the moral victory, setting a standard of heroism that inspires Tanjiro, the audience, and the entire Demon Slayer corps. His flame burns brightest in that final stand, a mentor's lesson etched in courage and sacrifice. And that's the list. 20 mentors who reminded us that sometimes the teacher has to take the test to show you how it's really done. They redefine power, sacrifice, and legacy in a single scene. If you missed any of these, you've got your homework. Now go watch, rewind, and appreciate the masters. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell for more anime breakdowns. Class dismissed.